Hey everyone, it's Legendary here, and today we have another episode where we try out the new Bandit card. This card has a really cool mechanic. Because of the teleportation thing that it can do, it has the ability to phase through a tank in a push. For example, if a giant, say, is going up to a cannon or something, and a bandit that's behind it, it can just bypass the giant and go straight for the defense while the defense is still distracted. So anyways, without further ado, let's just hop into some battles. Alright, so in our very first battle, we are using an Expo deck with the Bandit. I think it's going to be very interesting because Bandit Dark Prince is actually a surprisingly good combo that I found. So we're going to see how they work out. Here we have an Expo that is countered by a P.E.K.K.A. Wizard combo. I try and use my Dark Prince to stall that a bit, but it doesn't work, and the Wizard ends up even getting a shot on my tower. So, not the best start, and, well, now I really don't have the best hand either. So here I try a little Bandit push just to see if I can sneak anything by, but well, doesn't work, and now he has a counter push I have to deal with. Okay, here he starts up a giant push, and, well, giant is actually a really good counter to the Expo, so it's already still not looking very good. Here he has all of his support troops in front of his tank, which kind of distracts his Inferno Tower, or kind of distracted my Inferno Tower. So now I have a pretty big problem to deal with. I got the giant, the wizard, but I guess I managed to defend it with a bit of HP left on my tower. Alright, next he plays archers, and I play my Electro Wizard. And thinking that here he's already cycled back to his giant, which he has, I placed down an Inferno Tower to counter that. I rocketed the Lumberjack, which I don't know if that was a good idea or not, but I managed to counter the push without pretty much losing a single hit point on the tower. So now I feel like it's finally time to use my Expo again. So here my Expo and the Dark Prince, but he cycled all the way back to his giant again. So which means that doesn't mean good for our Expo, does it? So here, I guess that means I don't have to deal with the giant, but now he has a raged wizard on my tower. Still, I've made almost no progress on his tower, and we are already going into overtime. So here, I place a defensive Expo, a little bit too far back, but it still managed to lock onto the wizard. So now we're both sitting at 10 elixir, we're not sure what to do. He puts the giant down in the back. I try a little bandit counter push, which gets countered by his archers, waste the tombstone, and now I place down an Inferno Tower to prepare for his giant push. Get it? No pun intended. Anyways, now that his push is over, I can now safely place down my Expo, or so I thought. Okay, this deck cycled very quickly, and it's really hard to deal with. But here, we're just about to pull through all of his defenses. Now we have a Dark Prince, a bandit on the tower, and the tower just gets obliterated from full health all the way down to 0. So, good game. Alright, so for the second battle, we're going to be using a Lava Hound deck with the Bandit. Now, specifically, this deck has the Lava Hound Balloon combo, which is actually a very popular and really good combo. So, our opponent actually is using a Lava Hound as well. So, this is kind of just like a see whose Lava Hound deck is better battle, I guess you could say. However, he has kind of a really spammy Lava Hound deck, and this deck doesn't really have much to counter that. So it's going to be quite challenging if we want to pull off the win. Anyways, here, just look at it. I have nothing to deal with it. I can just kind of hope to stall it out. And here I decided to make a really cool play. I dropped the balloon so the minion could destroy it, and the bomb just destroys everything. And that push, if I didn't do that, would have taken out the whole tower. Alright, so let's just reset here. He just plain old fireballs our tower. And I show off my lava hound for the very first time. And he kind of just mirrors that, and he gets ready for a lava push of his own. So I'm prepared to just defend this push, so I kind of just placed my baby dragon, and oh no, I actually lightning that, but yeah, I placed my baby dragon, and obviously my lava hound gets completely wrecked, and again he has this massive just amount of troops, and well, I guess now they're all gone, but I still am unable to really get a counter push. Bandit gets zapped away. I still am just starving in elixir. I got nothing. And so now I'm just gonna place down a tiny balloon push, which doesn't really do much because of his Mega Minion and his Tornado. So now I just have to focus on defending this push, which it's going to be really difficult. So here I place down the minions. I place the Tombstone for the Skarmy, and then Baby Dragon to splash out everything. Zap spell goes out. Baby Dragon and minions kind of just clean everything up for me, and I actually am able to have a tiny little counter push. And again, he's done a lot of damage to my tower, and I've barely done any damage to his, but here I kind of use the lightning as a zap spell, and that actually gets both the bandit and the balloon to the tower, which actually gets me the win. So, good game, that was really close. For our last battle, we're going to be using an all-legendary deck. That includes Lava Hound, Inferno Dragon, Miner, Log, Lumberjack, Electro Wizard, Graveyard, and finally, the Bandit. So here he has the Inferno Dragon, which is actually a rather annoying counter to my Lava Hound. And I actually quite easily get to his tower for some reason. And here he just stays at 10 elixir, I'm not sure what he's doing. And he has an Inferno Dragon, which I try and counter with my Electro Wizard. But he plays a Skarmy, which destroys my Electro Wizard before it has a chance to just zap the Inferno Dragon. So here, I do decent damage to his tower, but the Inferno Dragon does very well to tank the lava pops. So now he has an Elite Barb counter push. I log it, and I use my bandit to counter. The Inferno Dragon just gets destroyed, and the bandit even lands a shot on the arena tower. So there's 1000 HP left on this tower, 2000 left on mine. It's a pretty good start, I would say so myself. Alright, so here, Hog does about 500 damage, and I come back with a Graveyard counter push. He actually counters that very well, but at the end I still managed to take the tower. Alright, so we're just about nearing double elixir time, and at this point I probably should have just defended, but I got a little bit greedy, and I kind of decided that I wanted to push for a 3 crown, or either just the 2nd crown. So here I place a Lava Hound on the bottom corner, and this Hog push is just very well played. Zapped the Inferno Tower, and he he probably could have taken the tower if I hadn't logged the hog right there. So here, he's gonna want to defend my lava hound. So here, I kind of try a sneaky little bandit push, which gets countered, but we got a electro wizard on the tower, I guess. So here, he has another hog rider push. I log both princesses, but the zap brings the tower down just enough so that he could fireball it. So now, we're basically tied, and I have to go for a second crown. So here, I try a graveyard push, which gets countered pretty well. However, the bandit charges onto the tower. The charging mechanic's really hard to predict, but still, I counter this push pretty well. The Raged Electro Wizard kind of just dealt with everything, so now I know that he's gonna counter my graveyard with Skarmy, so I was just trying to bait out the skeleton army, which isn't really working out so well. Here again, I try and bait out the skeleton army, but he counters my Electro Wizard with Elite Barbs instead. I take care of the Elite Barbs as well as the Hog Rider, and I try and do a bandit push, which he finally uses the Skarmy on. So here I have a miner. Unfortunately, I didn't have enough elixir to pair that up, and now I have to deal with his Inferno Dragon, which I can actually just zap away. Hog Rider into all of this mess just gets completely destroyed, and finally I get another chance to play down my Lava Hound. So here, finally, he plays down the Skarmy right as I place down my graveyard. He has nothing to counter it with, and finally the bandit charges and takes out the tower. All legendary deck? It's pretty good, you know? Alright guys, that's about it for the episode. Hope you enjoyed the bandit gameplay. A like and a subscribe would be very much appreciated. Thank you so much for watching. This has been Legendary, and I'm signing off.